Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Astrologer Val Evans, and I'm looking all around all the time because I'm just making sure everything is working here. Welcome back, Angel. Thank you so much for moderating for us. But welcome, everyone, to Astrology and Crime. We here on this show, we look at crime charts, tarot cards. We discuss clues. We discuss our thoughts and observation. Now, we're talking about Brian Thompson, who was killed on December 4th. And that was just a few days ago. A manhunt is underway currently for Thompson's killer, who police believe left New York City and left some clues behind. So the internet is abuzz with discussing all of these clues, what they mean, including finding Monopoly money in a backpack. So, also, there was a water bottle and a cell phone that was obtained. So, police say Thompson's attack was targeted, and the victim, Thompson, was vulnerable to the attack on the morning of December 4th because he had no security detail near him, which often these executives have. He was walking alone and he was heading towards the Hilton Hotel. He had been receiving threats due to the growing outrage of customers whose claims were denied by his company, United Healthcare. Now, if you'd like to see the show that I did yesterday with Amber, you can just press the join button and become a member. We had a great show last night trying to decide, was this personal or professional? News is saying the shooter took a bus back to Atlanta, and we were seeing that yesterday, where I thought at first they were saying that he took a bus from Atlanta, so maybe he's going back to Atlanta. I don't know. We always discuss how when we're seeing a lot of Leos, we see a lot of twins. And one thing that made me think of the twin energy is the fact that it seems as if there are two different men. So I don't know what to make of it. Is it the same person? One sure looks like he could be Italian because we have so much Gemini in the chart, which we're going to look at. Gemini also represents two first names, like Jake Paul. So that would be a Gemini type of energy. You look at Donald Trump, he's the king. He has that blonde hair, lots of gold, thinks of himself as a king, and you have all of these women around him that look like twins. And Debbie said, am I not getting it? But why so much focus on the CEO? Well, whenever you have so much, it's emotional pain, I think. And there have been so many people in, especially the US, where this conversation is happening and really taking off. Everyone has an insurance story. And so this man, Brian Thompson, he is kind of the symbol right now of that, of dying basically, and of not being able to help loved ones. And so I think it's really it's a catalyst for something. Is it going to be change in the insurance industry? KG, I still can't believe he took down his mask and went into Starbucks, right? So moves like that show us that maybe one of them is not a professional. It's something that you just wouldn't do. You wouldn't probably take public transportation. Unspoken butterfly. Could his wife be behind this? We talked about that a little bit last night. Certainly looks like there's some people who are not pleased in his life, partners and that kind of thing. And that kind of muddies the water a little bit and kind of makes it a little bit confusing, I think, as to what the motive is. So we're going to look at the crime chart. And if you are here for the first time and you don't know what a crime chart is, it is the map of the sky at the moment of the crime or when a crime starts. And so we take a look at it and try to get some type of clue or indication of something. And what I was seeing is that Mercury, retrograde, of course, is right on the ascendant, and Mercury represents the twin. So there are twins around the victim. CR user perpetrator was not well heeled. He stayed in hotel and arrived, or it was a hostel, and arrived to New York City by bus. So yeah, maybe somebody who doesn't have that much money. Angel, yeah, I know. I couldn't help when I was making the thumbnail. I had that in my mind, but it just I don't know why, but is it something that is going to come out? Now, we saw, and there's going to be some references to Brian Koberger. He is standing trial right now. He is not a twin, but we did see that twin energy. We saw someone else with the same initials. Now there could be somebody out there that has the same name as Koberger, but or it looks or is twinning with him. He might have tried to twin a serial killer. But also notice that with Idaho, the manhunt happened in December, late it was November, December, and for the Koberger Idaho 4 uh, case, and they got him. So Mercury was still in retrograde. So there were some things that were good for the police, and they were able to apprehend their guy. And if you're interested in looking at last night's show with Amber, you can go to my member section, the Valedictorians, become a valedictorian, and you'll see we're trying to break everything down. She was great with the tarot cards and her intuition. Natalie, you're saying my initial feeling was the killer had surveillance on that Starbucks for weeks and just duplicated someone's look. I also think the person standing outside the door in the video is relevant. Okay. Were the initials Amber had on the cards? Hey, Nora, nice to see you. Thought I'd come on today. It is just kind of an overcast day. It's a Sunday. And what a big, big day for Syria. I mean, such huge news on a Sunday. So people are being liberated right now. It's a very, very happy day. Zebra Girl, wasn't there a girl at the hostel that said he was flirting with her and that's why he pushed down his mask and they were able to see his face? She would be a good witness. Yeah. Wow. It's kind of messy, but there is something that is showing a T square here. When we have Mercury on the ascendant, and heck, it's with the sun. So the sun, it is Leo energy. Sorry to say. So this is when you have a planet that is not the lord of the ascendant rising sign, then you've got like a high, and there's two. There's two. I mean, Mercury is the twin, and it almost looks like the twins are not. I mean, who's going to do something like this on Mercury retrograde? A dumb idea. But yet, is it a good time to do a crime, to commit a crime? Because that's when the police's investigation starts, and their investigation isn't going to be great either. But take a look at this. It almost seems as if maybe one twin stops and the other one goes, if they are twins. So I think we are going to have some kind of twin coming out. We already have. It's interesting. They're around the internet. They're talking about, they've identified this man, his name, and the name is Paulson, who it's an inside joke for those who love Fight Club. And so it's Thompson Paulson. So here we go, another twin. So we're going to see a lot of different examples of the twin energy. Here's the other twin. We've got this Mercury, which is a twin, and then we've got Jupiter, which rules the chart, which is a twin. Now, it makes me think of the Delphi case when Gemini was rising as they were walking over the bridge. And so those are two people. It could represent victims in general and retrograde. These could be children, maybe sick children. So could there be a clue for sick children? Let's look in the tarot cards. And before I start that, I want to show you the cards that I got before I started. Yes, his name was Robert Paulson. That's right. How could I forget Robert? And the King of Swords, and I got the Three of Swords. So there's some emotional pain that's attached to this. It just seems as if at this point, the FBI and the police would have figured it out that they are not the same person. Let's ask the cards. Let's ask the cards a yes or no question. Are there twins in this murder case? The Devil reversed. Interesting. All right. Natalie, you're going to say, get another card. So I'm going to get another card. Devil reversed. There'd be a no, right? There will be twins. We just need to figure out which ones there are. But can you give us a clarifying card on whether there were twins that committed this crime? Nine of Swords. So um, somebody who was definitely in pain and emotional pain. So, oh yeah, there's a story here. There is a story that is about to be told, and does the story have to do with someone's sickness that was not covered by this insurance company? Hmm. The moon reversed. No. Okay. All right. So you got those clues. Looks like some kind of female energy again. You think he's definitely dangerous. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Deb. Could be a twin crime as another one is coming. Okay. Yeah, definitely. And let's see here. We didn't really see a twin crime though for the Idaho 4, but we had a twin or a triplet in the crime itself. So that was something. And then the victims, the blondes looked alike as well. Okay. Devil reversed, less drastic story than we think. Okay. Maybe not touched by family pain then. Yeah, it's like a movie plot line. Debbie said it's not about the CEO, it's bigger, in my opinion. Lover, we talked about that a little bit on yesterday's show. And just so much with this one, I agree. That would also explain the staging as of perpetrators that appeared similar, the bag of Monopoly money left to be found. You know, we've got different photos of people, we've got different jackets. We might have a change of jacket, but then it looked as if there were two different backpacks that the person was wearing. I wonder if there is, whenever this happens, there's always some kind of inspirational movie that they're inspired from. And I wonder if you can think of any movies where there were two men that looked alike and they switched off. Because a lot of times with Gemini is a carbon copy, so that could be a twin of a movie. Did y'all notice the newest photo released in the cab? I swear he has a light dusting on upper eyelids. A light dusting. What does that mean? I think he has a tattoo on his neck. Angel, I don't think it has to do with the jilted lover. It's way too planned and calculated, in my opinion. Right. It might be a novel. Okay. Could it be a decoy guy? Yeah. And of course, when I say two assassins, I don't mean two people shooting a gun. I just mean that two are involved. Face Off. Okay. Yeah, the ones with the masks. Let's look at Face Off. Why not? What the heck? It's a movie that came out in 97 starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. And John Travolta plays a obsessed FBI agent, Sean Archer, who has a personal vendetta with a famous terrorist. That terrorist is Nicolas Cage, who likes to blow things up, releases viruses into the general population, and have sex with women. Unfortunately, he also killed John Travolta's son. It was an accident. John Travolta or character. The first scene of the movie is John Travolta laughing on a carousel with his son while Nicolas Cage watches through the scope of a sniper rifle. He shoots and misses John, but hits his son, kills him, and some balloons float away symbolically, as if to say, there he goes. Mercury on this, which is twin. The ruler of the chart is Jupiter retrograde twin. So the actual profile or horoscope of the crime is pretty weak. I mean, you're going to read this like a person's chart, and it's kind of like, we gave it a shot. Was it going to amount to anything? Well, so far it has. It has. I mean, this person has elevated himself maybe from somebody who takes the bus and stays at hostels to a national hero if all goes well for him. And yeah. Oh, yeah, falling down. Not twins, though. Yeah, he was fed up and goes on a rampage. Yeah, great movie. Sierra user DOJ antitrust investigations are scheduled for monopolistic practices. This happened 2 weeks after UHC stock tanks. Also, FBI investigation for insider trading, possible staging for a sting. Penroyal Oracles, it seems as though its karmic retribution relates to the healthcare company itself and family related. Yeah. Okay. Face Off had twins called Castor and Pollux. The killer film from 2023, Killer hides in the Dominican Republic. His girlfriend is attacked. His taxi driver is named Leo. Get out. Is it a twin film, though? We need a twin, somebody who is a partner in crime. So this is really what we're looking at. This is the most important because it rules the chart. And it is at 8 degrees. This is the 911 call, actually. Now, it shows that, well, first of all, this is the victim and this is the victim. We got two of them because this is when he was alive and this is when he passed. So Sagittarius being the dead, when he died. And so he's out there in the third house. Now, with Jupiter retrograde, this shows that he could have a bigger size, but keeping in mind with Gemini, it shows a person that's shorter in stature. And so I think Thompson was shorter than the average. And this guy who came up behind him, the perpetrator, he towered over him, from what I understand. All right, so we've got this whole horoscope here. There is somebody wants to stop something. Somebody is poor. Somebody doesn't have money. And there are a few characters in this plot that would apply to, but this really is the biggest thing here, I think, Black Moon Lilith. And he's going to do something. He's being invited by this person. So this could be a politician, somebody. You know what? We should look up that insurance event. Was there a politician that was going to be there? Or was there somebody maybe a government, because the 10th house is a government. Black Moon Lilith is kind of a nefarious, shady type. So this guy is going to meet this person. And we don't know if it's involved with the murder, but it just happens to be the case here. He's going up to the 10th house. The 10th house is to speak. And we can also put this together too. So the victim right here has a strategy of some sort. Libra is the court. So there's something that he wants to do that is going to help in some way. And what else do? We can put this all together here with this rectangle. And it doesn't look like a good strategy at all because Mercury retrogrades here. And keeping in mind, what does Sagittarius mean? It means the court, it means marriage. It means anything that's ninth house related. And so since that and Jupiter are so prominent in this case, it makes me want to look at the ninth house, which is also representative of that. So we're going to look to the sun, which rules the ninth house, and the sun is right here. So big court energy happening. What is this? This is 2 courts. It is a group of courts. It is a group of churches. There's a lot of religious background to this, which doesn't make any sense, does it? And then, you look at any chart and you want to look at the good parts of the chart. So what do we have here? We have this grand trine with North Node. This is oil. Could oil have anything to do with it? Neptune is also healthcare and bad hospitals. Neptune, retrograde, bad doctor, bad hospitals. So you've got that in here in this big grand trine that have to do with the court, the press. Oh, wow. You know what's in this chart? That book. Sagittarius represents the publication that everybody's referencing, deny, defend, depose, or whatever it is. And so this book is getting an incredible amount of press. The sun represents the ninth house, and we've got Mars here. So this is an activist. Mars in Leo is an activist. So what's coming from the horoscope, ironically, from this crime is the fact that people are really unveiling the insurance industry, the healthcare industry, and what about the healthcare industry? North Node, that they're lying. So this is all out there for everyone to see. So you could see that right in the horoscope. It's pretty wild. Now, we also see that the victim here, he does not want to speak to the court. He will do anything to not speak to the court. This is the court. But he's going to do something some other way. And with Libra there, I mean, I think he's going to use a politician. So we might see, this could be a clue. We might be seeing, and I got this a little bit last night at the very end of the show, we might see a politician coming in. And we have already, but even more so to talk about the court case, what's happening, and maybe even the family has some kind of, they're affected somehow. Yeah, I know. Allegedly, the company has refused a lot of insurance claims, like a lot. New York Post reported that was a Swiss-made Brugger and Tomet VP9 ammunition found near Thompson's body bore the words delay, deny, and depose, mimicking a phrase used by insurance industry critics. Whoa, killer twins, about two twin brothers out of Rochester, New York, Robert and Stephen, book by Michael Benson. That's some Leo and Gemini right there. We'll have to look that up. So it's called Killer Twins, and I think of the Menendez brothers too. Lots of Leo with that too. So, Nora, the killer film, travels to Chicago to kill billionaire venture capitalist. Assassin battles his employers on an international manhunt. I can't find that twin though at the moment. You know why I'm looking at this? Because with Gemini, there's always a copy of something. It's such a great clue because it's like, okay, if this is what we're looking at, there's something else that you can reference. So what is that? 2023 American Action. If you're just joining us, by the way, we're trying to look at the twin for this case, trying to figure out if there was any inspiration for him and if he was watching some kind of movie, reading a book. And so The Killer is a 2023 American action thriller film. It's based on a French graphic novel series, The Killer. And the plot is a professional hitman, which we don't think it is, but in this case of Thompson's, but known only as the killer, stakes out a Parisian hotel room. He prepares. Oh, I saw this. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty good. While waiting for the target, he eats, practices yoga, listens to music, and talks on the phone with his handler. Angel, you said I'll need to look back at yesterday's news stories because someone was talking about a book plotline that resembles this. Yeah, I'm sure they're all over these things. Thank you, Buckeye. Yes, we need likes. That's true. Yep. The company has multiple entities, not just insurance. I don't feel like they should be allowed to do that. Hopefully this turns the insurance industry on its head. So let's go back to, I wanted to go and look at that other film. It was the Killer Twins, right? There's some criminals who have motives and others just have to kill. So which one do you think it is in this case? I think I know. One other thing about this chart is that we have so much second house. And there's the female, and there's a famous female. And I wonder how this famous female, now we are talking seriously famous. Ooh, she is famous. And she might be an older woman. It might be a famous older woman that's coming out. And when is she going to do this? I think it's going to be soon. I do. I mean, you could technically look at this as a calendar. And the second house would be the second week, potentially. So we are waiting for, starting from this coming Wednesday to the next Wednesday, maybe there's going to be a female that comes out and says something about this case. But it also has to do with information that's being released about something extremely, extremely valuable. There's a lot of valuable stuff here. Also, government, lots of government money because it's Capricorn. So this could be a famous govy. Could be like a congressman coming out and saying we're starting hearings. That's a possibility. You get Pluto in there, and that is transformation, and they are going to transform something. This is about transforming the insurance industry. Fake ID from New Jersey to book into the hostel, allegedly. It's nice to know you can always get a fake ID if you need one. I mean, it seems kind of easy. It's unknown when he boarded the Greyhound bus. He was allegedly seen on the bus in DC. Okay. Well, he's trying to get away. Now, when could we expect some kind of arrest? And if we were to look at it like a calendar, let me take a look at it. I'm going to erase this. And so if this was week 1, 2, 3, 4, this looks like, let me tell you, this next month is going to be nuts because we've got, let me look at the calendar here. The first week ends on December 11th. So between the 11th and the 18th, the second house comes in. That would be lots and lots of money. Famous person, someone trying to transform the industry. Lots of money being potentially exposed. December 11th and the 18th. We're looking at a female coming out, maybe even some kind of story about something that's scorpionic that has to do with females, like, the dark side of the insurance industry, and, strippers come out, or, people from OnlyFans or something like that. That would be something Plutonian, especially in Aquarius, which is like online. It's also revenge too. A famous female gets her revenge, or a female gets her revenge and gets famous. But anyway, then the third house comes in. That would be December 18th to the 25th. That's, it's going to be earlier. We got to remember these intercepted houses. All right. So we're getting into Capricorn now. Let's do this the right way because I'm kind of eyeballing it right now. All right. So December 4th, we're getting probably the beginning of the week would be when Saturn starts to take effect. And it looks as if there's some kind of block here. It looks pretty bad. Probably, all the insurance executives are shutting down. They're shutting their doors. They're very scared. There's a lot of fear with the industry. But it also looks like the horoscope itself stops. So could be a good time for a perp to be apprehended. Then we move on for a little while throughout the next week. This would be the second week. And then once we get into Aquarius here, so let's look at where Uranus is. And that's going to change the chart here. So we're going to go over here. This is when, holy crap. Whoa. Okay, let's look at the date for this. I think it's going to be mid-December when this starts to come out. But this is something that nobody has ever seen before. This is Medusa. Maybe somebody with a lot of hair, because 24 degrees right on Medusa. Always see somebody with a lot of hair. Somebody who just doesn't mince words and gets super, super famous, and maybe also wealthy. This is the wealth, the shock, the revenge. Really, this is when the blue trine here activates. So, around December 15th, maybe, is when Aquarius in this chart activates. And then we're going to start looking at Neptune here. And Neptune this is more of a theme of doctors and healthcare and how it is falling. It collapses. So it takes a few weeks, but it could be a doctor too. The doctor falls. And that theory or that theme. When would that come in? That would be, I think that'll be around Christmas. That'll be around Christmas time. So we've got some serious, serious plots. Like there are mini plots in this horoscope. Can we look at the CCTV camera timestamp? Is this murder of Brian Thompson about the upcoming insider trading trial? 9 of Cups reversed. I would say that's a no, right? Let's get a clarifier. What is this crime? The murder of Brian Thompson. What is this crime about? The Sun reversed. Lack of power. No power. Somebody doesn't have power. Loss of power. Sudden loss of power, I think. And give us some kind of profile as to who is losing their power. Ace of Swords. Another female again. So somebody got word that they're not going to be as powerful as they were before. And that woman is going to come out. She's going to come out. It's a toss up. It could come out the second week. We're coming up on Wednesday here. The female comes up, but we might have to wait until I was going to say till Uranus kicks in there with that grand trine, but I don't think we're going to have to wait for that. It's just going to, that grand trine is going to keep giving and giving and giving. And somebody is getting rich. Somebody's getting really, really wealthy because Moon, Venus, and Pluto, incredible amount of money. And at the top there is Virgo, and Virgo is healthcare. So this could have something to do with the moon represents the 8th house of stocks. So somebody's getting really wealthy with stocks. Maybe there's more insider trading. I don't know. Keep getting a feeling he may have had a lover, Deb L. Yeah. And it was his right. I guess he was separated. He's allowed to. Was the conference canceled? Yes. 9 of Pentacles, out of control wealth. That was for sure. Okay, I'm thinking this crime is a warning to the whole industry. Yeah, it's a warning, definitely a symbol or an omen. They've canceled all of them and now going virtual for all. Yeah, Debbie, he was going to a trial, which may also include the like of folks who profited from insider trading. Oh, and I should probably do this before I forget. If you are interested in a reading, you can go to my website, astrologywithval.as.me. You can also go to Amber's. She's got a new email, by the way. I think I put it in the description box, but you can go to astrologywithval.as.me. I've got a holiday special for readings, and I'm extending it till this Friday. So definitely check it out. Personal readings and also recorded destiny calendars where you get a yearly prediction, bunch of predictions. Yeah, it would be interesting to know the schedule for the conference. Yeah, he was separated. They had separate houses. They had twin houses. Oh, we're going to see lots of twins. Could the assassin be a woman? Well, looks like a man to me. But, you have to ask these questions. He left, unless you're talking about, another person in the mix. Yeah. He left hotel at 5 a.m., got a bus at 6:15. There's nothing more exciting when you live out of town than being in New York, especially in the morning, getting your coffee, getting ready to chat with people in your industry. And I mean, you can imagine he wasn't even thinking that somebody was going to be behind him. He was just excited to be there. And maybe he was there with someone. We don't know. Seems like a lot of secrets are happening, and there is going to be maybe someone who gets very famous out of this who is a female. And so this is 6:17 a.m. Look at that triangle. And this is, what the warning sign is, Angel? Saturn and Pisces. This means, and a big T square here, that shows that the insurance industry stops. and there's insurance documents. It reflects how there is a rejection of documents. If you put any documents in and submit them to insurance, that's going to be spoken about here. It is a despair. It's the despair of the insurance industry. That's what I'm seeing here, because Pisces and Neptune represent the insurance industry. So you could see two different things happening at the same time. You can see that, there's some kind of despair here. The despair is happening here. And remember, Mercury represents your it represents your mindset. And in Sag, it can represent someone who has a higher degree or who is in college, has some kind of tie to a college. Think about it. Those bullets, they're representative of a book. So the book is really going to come in here as obviously the killer read it. So I wonder which FBI agent at night is, reading this book to try to get clues. In fact, I think I might want to. Now, with this here, with this publication, this is going to kill the insurance industry. I don't know if I would be that harsh in saying that, but it does seem as if something is going to just stop. Communications of some sort, and that would be conferences. So you have to think of it that way. But here are the doctors, the bad doctors, the fake doctors. And here they are in this mini grand trine here, the blue triangle. So, whoa. These are, and this is very close to the crime chart itself, but these are people making a lot of money, and these are doctors. These are maybe fake doctors. They're foreign doctors. These are people who do something online. There's a crime. There's another crime here that might be uncovered. Now, the 11th house is the internet, and the Lord of the internet is right there in the middle of everything in the second house. So maybe they are able to see something. They're looking at photos. Neptune is photos online. It wouldn't surprise me over the next 3 weeks if we start to see something about bad doctors, something about maybe their photos come out, maybe video, maybe people start sharing things like they just don't care. It's kind of like a Me Too type of era where people maybe they recorded or videoed something that a doctor said that wasn't right. You really got to be careful with doctors these days. Many of them are no good, and they just want to try anything on you because they're getting paid by pharmaceuticals. So this could also be the pharmaceutical industry that is making so much money and will also come out like we've got insurance here, but is the next step the pharmaceuticals and how much money they're making? It looks like that to me. Looks like that. Yeah, it opens the floodgates. Uh, it's a good question. I'd have to look that up. Where is Swiss? Probably Venus or Gemini. Nora, I love it. With such good planning, it is possible that a woman did do this. Yeah, that's possible. Could this have something to do with the vaccine, the evilness of it? Neptune is a vaccine, retrograde, bad vaccines, a fake bad vaccine. Yeah, we could probably go to see the most read book on Amazon right now and we'll find it. I also thought Grinning Pick was a girl. You thought that too, Buckeye? Coffee Cake. Hello, by the way, Coffee Cake. I wonder if we can hear their voice. Do they have a voice tape of this person? I haven't seen anything. Now, all right, so we've got that big T square, which means insurance stops. What stops? Well, the third house is communication, so the conferences stop. And Jupiter in Gemini is many, 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 many. So we're talking about twin conferences and they all shut down. Good. And at 13 degrees. So this is when there's going to be some coffee being ordered. Mercury is tea and coffee. And so that's what's happening right here. But gosh, there are two people there. There are two people. I'm telling you. I mean, a planet is a person. Unless this person is like, I mean, a blonde, but I don't see any. I mean, maybe that first person is blonde, but I don't know. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add some aspects. We're going to see what's up with Black Moon Lilith. Again, very close to the crime chart, so we've kind of already seen this before. Yikes. But, we've got somebody up here and when we want to find out, like, when somebody's really shady, like just super, super bad news, then we're going to look to the red lines. And you see this T square, this red triangle hitting the second house. Oh boy, the bad guys are going down after this. And you can see it. They just stopped. Their money is cut. So this is going to happen, I would say, in the second week of this crime. So that's going to be the 11th to the 18th. Something gets shut off. And God, they are very upset about it. What's really interesting too is you've got these people here in the first house. Let's see. There's a connection here with whoever this is. Now, Libra can mean a relationship, can mean a bad relationship. Bad relationship brings down the insurance companies. That would be interesting. We're definitely looking at some plot lines here because there is that emotional side to things. But Jupiter is in not just a T square, but a grand square. So the horoscope of this is just like, it's mostly a no. It's mostly like, but I would say to some people it was a success. The whole part of success is committing a crime and getting away with it. Doesn't look like that's going to happen here, but there is some kind of success here now. Wouldn't it be weird if, because Sag is courts marriages, Sag is also churches. And I mean, you saw Notre Dame right now and being opened, and Mercury, what we're thinking about in Sagittarius, is a church. I mean, it was live streaming yesterday, the grand opening of Notre Dame, and so could that have something to do with? Is there a church involved? Is there somebody named Church? Is there? Usually we can see the name of the victim, and the only thing that would give me an idea that there was Leo was that the sun was so close to the ascendant. And the sun is the ruler of Leo. So, but it's almost like there's two Brian Thompsons. So who else? Like, is there somebody else on the list? Is there going to be somebody next? And I think that could be a motive. I think it could. Just because of the twin there's going to be like some kind of twin crime. It looks as if it's going to be difficult to pull that off. I mean, when you're on the run. But let's look at what the police are doing here. It looks like actually somebody's going to get hurt. And it looks like it could be a member of the police. So let's look and see when that's going to be. It looks like, so this is going to be December 4th to the 11th, and the 11th to the 18th, 25th to the 1st. Well, we would hope that he'd be caught by now, but this looks like once we get into January. Now, this could be days too. We could be like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so we're hearing about something that the police are doing. And so fifth house would be Sunday. So we could see it as that too. We'll have to see in the news if there's the police, somebody's getting hurt. Somebody, maybe they're trying to do something, but they can't because you've got a T square, you've got this red triangle, and very, very hard to get success. However, Mars is ruling the fifth house and it's up here in this, and it's being activated right now. So they are getting a lot. They are getting a lot because of that grand trine, the blue triangle there. I would write on it, but I can't. I have to put this in Google in order to be able to write on it. But you can see there that it they are getting a lot of information, that's for sure. And it almost looks like there are twin police forces. So I think there's a group of law enforcement officers. Mercury with trining Mars would be like groups of police officers that look alike. It'll be interesting to see. Maybe, possibly, we might see police captains that look alike, law enforcement types of representatives. Now, if we were to say that this was, let's say, this was Wednesday and this was Thursday, then this could have kicked in, this group here. I think that's probably the internet. That's everybody wanting to help or not. So amazing. With Gemini, that's the twins, and then they had all of those uh, Thompson killer lookalikes. So the lookalike, event took place. Where was it? Washington Square in New York City. And when was that? Was that Saturday? Let's look that up. Lookalike event. Brian Thompson. It wasn't Brian Thompson's lookalike. It was his killer in Washington Square. I'm just trying to see if we could look at the crime chart and see that this was going to happen. And yeah, I think it was yesterday. Okay. In a bizarre, this was December, this was reported on today, just now actually, in a bizarre twist after United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson's murder, a shooter look-alike contest unfolded in New York. In a shocking reaction to the daylight murder, several New York residents participated in a shooter look-alike contest, even as a manhunt is on for the real killer. So try to find, it's almost like they're trying to flood the area with lookalikes, which is only helping the killer if he was still in town, but he probably isn't. So Thompson was gunned down outside the luxury Hilton Hotel in New York on Thursday morning by a hooded and masked gunman who fired multiple shots at the CEO and then fled the scene on a bike. The chilling murder was caught on a CCTV camera outside the hotel. Okay, a total of 8 people contested in the lookalike competition. So it was just a small lookalike competition. They all arrived wearing hooded outerwear and face masks, were quickly surrounded by dozens of onlookers who cheered were counted as votes. One of the contestants fired off a bubble gun, which had deny, defend, oppose written on it. The 3 words were scribbled on the bullet casings by the gunman. The winner of the contest was a man in a green jacket and masked face who looked like a doppelganger for the cold-blooded assassin. I got no looks until I got over here, and now everyone wants a picture with me, he told the New York Post. Okay. Oh, that's our society, people. Now, let me get back to the chart. Yeah, that's a good movie, V for Vendetta. Yep. Don't worry, Angel. Is BML always a female? No. No, it's not. It's just a nasty person, and you get yourself into that with your one of your charts with an opposition or a square, and you better watch yourself. You got to have a plan beforehand. Yeah. Oh wow. Luminaries Emporium. I also believe there's more than one person. Hmm. Yeah, I wonder if she's gonna be involved in this somehow. She talk about a Black Moon Lilith character, you know? Speaker Nancy Pelosi purchased $4 million worth of call options in Palo Alto Networks, a leading cyber firm, which resulted in her making a staggering $11 million in profits before tax. Yeah, and, you're seeing it's just a really bad era, I think, with Trump. I guess he during Mercury retrograde. Obviously, he doesn't have an astrologer. He promotes his cologne "Fight, Fight, Fight" yesterday. It's hard to believe that it's actually true. Maybe it's a joke, but it's just another example on both sides of the aisle that these people are just trying to make money. And why wouldn't they? Everything is so expensive and they want to maintain power, so they're trying to continue to climb to the top, and whoever has more money wins. Anyway, how did I get onto that topic? But yeah, Nancy Pelosi. So this could be the very famous person, possibly. All right. Okay, there we go. I think this is right. Yeah. So not too much different, that Starbucks timestamp. Um, take these ads off. But interesting, 18 degrees, the devil degree, right in Virgo, which is healthcare. So the devil is stopped. Some, I don't know who the devil is, but some devil's being stopped. And you're going to be, oh, this is what I was going to say. So it was a look-alike contest yesterday. So that would have been Saturday. So this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And right in here in the fourth house, I mean, you can't really see. Oh, Jupiter rules the fourth house, and that's twins. That's when the twins come out. Um, Also, oh God, the North Node is fake, and you've got North Node next to Neptune, which is, a fake. What do you call it? Like a fake mask, a fake disguise. So these are fake disguises, and it's very popular, I guess, on the internet. Um, and that would be that sextile to Uranus. So, ugh, this is this is just continuing to take an interesting turn. But it will be interesting if this is Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Tomorrow, it seems like Chiron comes into play. Now, Mars already today is coming in because we have an intercepted house. So we could actually find out more information. I think it's December 8th right now, late afternoon here. But so much news, it seems, from the police. Somebody's getting hurt, though. Somebody actually might die because I don't like to say that, but the eighth house is death. Could still be an investor. Um, it could be a bad politician. Bad politician gets hurt. Now, tomorrow's a work day, so people are hiding, I think. And this could mean that somebody's wounded here, and it's a bad person, I think. Somebody we would, as a society, consider bad. Yeah. All right, here. I don't remember the beginning of the Charlie's Angels movie. Assassin seems so nonchalant about the whole thing. I know, in the photos. I wonder how far back it was planned in New York for the contest. Probably like a few hours. Somebody with 8 friends, or somebody with a couple of friends called their friends. could the twin theme be within the same person, like a disguise? So many trans people now too. It's possible. Yeah. Um, Happy birthday, Teresa. Thank you, Buckeye Clay fan. Yes, please hit the likes. That helps us so much. Helps me. And oh God, thank you for mentioning that, Sierra user. United Healthcare is the largest carrier for people on Medicare. So you're going to be seeing a lot of older people who are affected, and that would be Saturn. Um, Saturn is the older people, then also Capricorn too. Oh my God. You know what? I bet you that Venus, Moon, and Pluto in Capricorn, that is older people's money. And these people are trying to get it. Whoa. This person, whoever this person is, you see this right here, and it's squaring all this money. These are seniors here. This is seniors. And there's a big fight. So yeah. And I think it's just starting too. You might even see, because this is the second house. This would have been Thursday, right? So maybe in the background there are, Medicare activists or people in that industry. They're getting on the phone at this point. We might not even see it, but it really comes in strong. And I'm going to say when that happens is probably going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That might be tomorrow. So, wow, it's Sunday already. So this was Saturday, Sunday. It'll be interesting to see what we get today. I mean, today's almost over here. This is the 8th. This will be the 9th, and then Venus kicks in. So more about lots of money. This whole murder is really going to be a headache for a lot of people who are bad guys. So I think that's why the internet isn't helping the law enforcement as they are reporting, whatever that means. And CR user Pelosi invested in Palo Alto Networks on the same day United Healthcare experienced a cybersecurity breach. Later, she profited significantly when that company was tasked with investigating incident. Something shady there. And also, the Venus square. There you go, Nora. You were asking a question or whoever was asking about, is it always a female? In this case, yes, there is a female in here. It's a bad female, bad, famous female who's very wealthy. I wonder, and I mean, I'm not Republican, but this could be Nancy Pelosi. It could be somebody who is being stopped and her money is being frozen. This is Capricorn, frozen money, lots of frozen money. Thanks, Shauna. Good to see you. Yes. Okay. Wow. Allegedly. Thank you, Nancy Pelosi. We're going to find a lot out tomorrow, but they're doing something right now. I think the police, I mean, based on Aries being part of this equation right now, as of Sunday, it's like they're going in to do something. And maybe it's a raid. Maybe it is knocking on somebody's door. This is crazy. I know it's crazy. Nuts. All right. So that's really all I have for that chart. This one was what I was talking about yesterday with the South Node opposing Neptune. This is leaving something behind, and Neptune is the water bottle. But when there's an opposition, that means it's stuck. It also shows that bad doctors are stuck in something here. This has such epic proportions of aftermath. It's going to be a blonde clue, I think. We've got Paulson, we've got Thompson. It's always going to be a blonde in this. Family pain. I think there is there's some Leo here. There could be with the ninth house ruling Leo or ruling, yeah, Leo rules the ninth house. That could be somebody in court that we might be seeing. Also, let me look at this real quick here. Keeping in mind we got this card, which is two or more people. Okay. All right. It seems as if, let's see, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I wonder if Pelosi's going to dump a bunch of stocks, or might not be Pelosi. It might be somebody else. But the South Node is trying to get rid of something and just flooding it, flooding the market with something. I don't know. But this is a flood of money. And I hope that there are some people who are benefiting, though, that deserve it. This is getting into alcohol territory. So this is Sunday, Monday. Okay. Later on Monday, we're going to start seeing twin themes, I think. That's when Gemini comes in because the intercepted house kind of splits the day up. So we're going to see maybe more groups of pictures or photos or something like that. And all right. Oh, yeah. I think there's an upset woman in this too. Ooh, she's angry. Now, this was the solar return chart for Thompson. We went over this mostly yesterday. So if you're interested in looking at that, you can go and just press the join button. Take a look at our show yesterday. And to pull your own solar return chart to see your own predictions, you're going to go to AstroSeek and you're going to click the year of your last birthday. If you haven't had your birthday yet, and it's later in December, you're still going to be pressing 2023. But most of us are pressing 2024, and you're going to click solar only. That's how you get your solar return. Great way to make predictions. And so this was his chart. I looked at it a little bit. I looked at it actually a lot last night. I'll look at it a little bit right now. And this is a queen here. This is a queen. Venus. I think this is going to be a big headline, you guys, because there's somebody who is being stopped here. Look at Saturn. Saturn is to stop. And the queen is being stopped. So let's ask the cards something about this. There's some political aftermath here. Woo-wee. Good. Hey, Roberto. Nice to see you. Okay, I know. It's definitely a doozy day. Oh, thank you, Angel. Thank you, Teresa. And Green-Eyed Love is here. Okay. You picked up feminine energy in the background. Yeah. Could it have been an MK Ultra hit? I don't think it's a hit. Yes, be careful. Stay below the radar. Thankfully, we're all below the radar because I don't have many subscribers. All right. So, yeah, we can say whatever we want. Now, we said a lot on yesterday's show, but that's in the members section. So, and it's going to stay there for a while until I edit it. But I want to ask here. This is a queen. This is a queen. It's a wealthy queen. Can you give us more information about who this wealthy queen is that we're going to be talking about when it comes to this crime, the killing, the murder of Brian Thompson? Tell us a little bit more. If it's justice, oh my God. Oh, it's the moon. It's the moon. We got the moon reversed earlier. So the moon is a female. Something's coming to light. The truth is coming out. And is this person Nancy Pelosi? Oh, Ace of Wands. I'm not going to say yes or no, but you guys know what it is. And will there be any repercussions for this wealthy queen? Four of Swords. She will be a pariah, maybe. She, not to say that that means pariah, but she'll be in solitary confinement. She will be by herself. Nobody's going to save her, maybe. That's not such a great place to be. Let's look at Nancy Pelosi's um, birth chart. How about, and this is, of course, not partisan because I could care less one way or another about the Democrats or the Republicans. But I'm going to just look at her birth chart, Nancy Pelosi. And the reason I'm doing that, I can show you a really quick way to, not her birth date, to look at a chart and see how people kind of change over time. We might see one person represented as Venus. It's going to be a female. We're going to look at Venus. But then they turn into Saturn, 50 and above. And sometimes they can completely change the way they act, the way they think. I think about Angelina Jolie sometimes because her planets definitely changed from Venus to Saturn. It's just a completely different life. Okay, so this is Nancy Pelosi. Let's look at some of her placements here. Now we're going to look at. Hopefully, you can see this. Let me double check. Yeah. Oh, dominant female 30. Interesting. Buckeye Clay fan. Could that wealthy queen have anything to do with the tree lighting that evening? Oh, didn't they have a problem with the tree lighting? I don't know if you're making a joke or not. Yeah. I had also picked up on escalation and violence. CEO is the first one. Okay. So there could be more. Could be more attacks, maybe. The queen, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, all right. What are we doing here? Okay. We are looking at Venus here, and I think you can see it. Venus would be when Nancy Pelosi was a young woman, and she's right here. A visionary. Oh, right there in right in Algol territory with an opposition to the moon in Scorpio. So if she activates investments, then that's going to activate that opposition to the devil, which can mean you can lose your head. Now, she's not Venus anymore. She's moved over to Saturn, and which we all do. We tend to do kind of a hybrid of Venus Saturn when probably around 30 or 35, but we're pretty much fully Saturn at about 50 years old. So, Nancy being in her 70s, 70s, she's fully Saturn now, and it's right there in Taurus. And look at that, a square to Pluto in Leo. So she wants power. She definitely wants power. Pluto in Leo is so much power, lots of investments, lots of real estate. And just, Saturn and Venus or Saturn and Taurus is money, finance, and just really wants to grow something, but it seems as if it's not really working for her. Let me look at her natal chart and add some of the aspects. And yeah, it's going to be difficult for her. If she wants those investments, it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. She's going to be stopped, I think. Saturn is the government, Saturn is karma. So there's some karma coming. Don't know if she's going to be involved with this whole dialogue about United Healthcare, but I think we're going to see some people getting weeded out. I know. Yep. Yeah. behind the 8 ball. The queen is behind the 8 ball. All right. Now let me take a look at this. Yeah, there she is. And this is in the solar return chart for Brian Thompson. This ended the end of June actually it was his birthday is, I think it's July 13th, mid July. So this would have ended his year here. And, there's some kind of dealings here with a queen. We don't know who the queen is. Is she blonde? I think we're going to see a blonde, but definitely a queen. Okay. And yeah, it's going to be a real shock. Now, here's the other thing too. Here's the transit chart for Brian Thompson. The sun, I think, is his ruling planet. And he is right here next to Mercury retrograde. And there is a big T square here. They want to stop something. There's Saturn over here. Oops. Sorry, guys. Let me do that one more time. Okay, now I think you can see it. Toy said, I think people are flat out fed up with all these people having more money than the goddesses while us average people are drowning. Yeah, it's getting bad. It's why they're desperately trying to start World War III, in my honest opinion, to distract us cattle. Yeah, it's a good point. They're going to remember January 21st. He's not our savior. And, not trying to get political, but there's a lot of people who can't afford Christmas this year. You can see that on the internet. You can see how people are saying, how big a hug do you want from me? Or this year you're getting a text, So this is the problems right now with society, just not being able to afford anything, and then seeing everyone else thrive and just do very. It's just having too much wealth. It's just not balanced. Reports yesterday said that owning a home is a relic. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, that's so weird. I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm obviously obsessed with the Idaho case because anytime I hear Brian, I immediately expect Koberger. So, and I think there is, in a weird way, I think there's a similarity with Idaho 4 case just because of the manhunt, the Gemini, the clues, the working with the FBI, and we'll have to see how the police handle this. I know they were quite criticized in the Idaho 4 case. We also saw two people. We saw a group in a car in the Koberger case. We saw Koberger making his escape with his father. So two men in a car. Yeah. Handmade gifts. Yeah, it was reported CEO earned $10 million in bonuses last year. Yeah. So I think there's a transformation happening. But anyway, what I was saying with this chart is we've got Mercury at the bottom there and retrograde. Where did I put it? Sorry, now I can't find it. Hold on. Yeah, right here. And this is an opposition here with this person. Somebody's trying to dump money. South Node with Venus is the despair of a female. It's also dumping money. Jupiter conjunct Venus. Hello. That's a ton of money. It's a ton of money. It's a ton of communications. So somebody wanted some kind of communication to stop, I think. And right on the 8th house too of investments. So we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see who the female is. So I put together maybe sort of a little bit of a schedule, I would say, when it comes to what we can expect to see, but definitely it seems pretty extreme news from the police, maybe in the next 24 hours. So hopefully nobody gets hurt. Oops. Okay. Now, oops, not that one. Yeah, imagine that being so rich you have to dump money. Exactly. Yeah, the woman standing in the dark witnessing it. Okay, I'm shutting up now. What do you think of that? Makes me think about the old Dr. Seuss film cartoon version, The Grinch That Stole Christmas. I know. I know. I mean, there are a lot of people you're seeing on social media that are having a really hard time. And so you think about this. This is not good timing for this murder, I'll say that. Or you could say it is great timing. So it makes people even angrier. Well, we'll see how this week goes. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'll be on again tomorrow. So check the community tab for times. And don't forget to like this show if you liked it. Go to astrologywithval.as.me for readings and have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks again, Angel, for moderating. Talk to you guys soon.